Hello guys, welcome back to TFD with another video. And today, oh boy, it looks like Candace Parker has finally stepped in with some real talk about Caitlin Clark and these ongoing CBA negotiations. Guys, for this one, we gotta take it straight to Indy, because this is exactly the type of energy the league needs right now. We need more legends who keep it honest, who aren't jealous, who aren't bitter, who aren't throwing shade every time Caitlin Clark's name comes up. Cheryl Swoops? Yeah, take some notes. Cheryl, you had a whole lot to say for months. But Candace Parker? She's built different. She's not blind to the truth. She's not pretending the sky isn't blue. She came out and gave Caitlin Clark the respect she earned. And honestly, she said what a whole lot of folks are scared to admit. Caitlin Clark is that player. The most impactful talent the league has seen in decades. The best thing since pockets on pants. And Candace had zero problem acknowledging it. Now, let's get into this CBA situation, because things are getting interesting fast. The latest proposal puts a $1 million salary on the table, but removes housing benefits. And listen, if you're making $1 million, you can pay your own rent. Like, come on now. You can't ask for superstar money and still expect everything else to be free. Make it make sense. Meanwhile, Caitlin has been real quiet lately. She hasn't been hooping publicly, hasn't been dropping new workout clips, nothing. Just a couple of speaking events here and there. And honestly, with the season up in the air, maybe she's waiting like everyone else. But here's where it gets interesting. Candace Parker just pulled up on the All the Smoke podcast and broke everything down. Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, Aja Wilson, she touched on all of them. And trust me, what she said, we gotta react to it. Let's roll the clip.
It's Aja Wilson.
I think just continuing to get better every single year, she's added something to her game.
Caitlin Clark.
Unlimited range, I think is. I know you said, first thing. Okay, it's not a word.
No, first thing.
Word.
No, first thing.
No, I think she has transcended. I mean, you think about that Midwest, fall in love, whatever. You think about what Iowa had, sellout crowds, things like that. It transcended to other areas as a result of her ability to connect with people, and I think that leads back to where the game is now in terms of shooting. And her taking that and making it better. And Steph Curry talks about it all the time. Like Reggie Miller, Ray Allen, those were the dudes. And Steph has taken that and has added to his craft. And I think, I know Diana Taurasi's on this list. I think Caitlin Clark has done that because Diana was kind of that first one that had that range where when she walked in the parking lot, you had to guard her.
Yeah. We'll speak to Diana.
Yeah, Diana, just a competitor, I think is one of the deadliest shot makers. No matter who was in her face, no matter what country you're in. I played against her overseas. Some of the Sue Bird said this on our podcast, like some of the craziest games were actually games nobody saw, similar to like the Redeem team or not the Dream team with the select team. Like it was overseas. That were some of those games. And Diana was just, didn't matter what continent she was on. She was on, it was going to be an off night for you.
Angel Reese,
I mean, I think just a tremendous competitor, athletic, I think has the versatility and movement at 6'4" to be able to dominate the game in a number of ways.
Paige Beckers.
Silky smooth, mid-range master. She kind of reminds me a little bit in her ability to get to her spots, almost like Shea a little bit.
Things are getting a little spicy out here in the streets. Was it Nafisha? Nafisha went in on the commissioner. The CBA is set to expire soon. People are thinking the lockout may be looming. Stars like Caitlin Clark only making $75K. What is your thought process? Because you were, obviously Lisa and them started it. You had a heavy influence on carrying it to where it is today. And now, I feel lockouts only hurt us. Lockouts only hurt players. What are your thoughts on?
It hurts the owners a little bit too. Zeros behind the check. And with that being said, a number of zeros behind your check. And that has crossed WNBA off the list for a number of years just because of that. That's been the running joke in comments and things like that. Where the WNBA now, it's undeniable where sports in general are now, it's undeniable. But for so long, I think it's been that like, wait. And as women, it's like in this country, it's always wait.
Yeah.
It's always, okay, just, but now it's like with social media, with NIL. So if you're telling me you can't pay players over $1 million, but you're giving coaches, I've never heard of a league where the coach is paid more than the best player. I have never, and please correct me if I'm wrong.
I don't know.
The best player on the team is going to make more than the head coach.
Yes.
So with all of these owners that are saying, or the WNBA in general that's saying we can't play players that, then how are you finding this for coaches is what would be my first question in the CBA negotiations. But I think there's got to be a tremendous amount of change, because it's not only impacting the on the court salary, it's public. So people understand what you're playing in the WNBA for. So these companies are then coming to you less than male counterparts, and women have more sometimes at times with more followers. And you look at Paige Becker's, her followers in college were way more than Jalen Suggs that got drafted. And so it's just one of those things where it's impacting from top to bottom. And I'm just grateful for social media, because I think numbers don't lie.
Transparency.
And there's transparency, and you see with NIL how much somebody is worth, coming out of school.
Speaking of unrivaled,
She spoke the truth. She said out loud what so many people in the WNBA have refused to admit for years. Caitlin Clark transcended the game. Period. There's no debate left. Everybody, and I mean everybody, has to acknowledge that. Because here's the reality. These WNBA players are sitting at the CBA negotiation table right now, and whether they want to admit it or not, they're trying to cash in on the momentum Caitlin Clark created. She's the rising tide that lifts all boats. She's the reason the league is even having million-dollar salary conversations. She's the spark the league hasn't had in decades. And for so long, folks have been in straight-up denial about that. Hating, deflecting, pretending they don't see what the entire sports world sees. That's why it's refreshing, honestly refreshing, to see a legend like Candace Parker not fighting reality. She isn't clouded by jealousy or envy or bitterness. She's calling it exactly how it is. And then Candace dropped a bar that honestly every player needed to hear. She said, "Fans don't care how much money y'all make. We just want better entertainment and more games." Boom. That's the truth. Fans aren't counting zeros on a paycheck. They just want the product to get better. They want more games, better schedules, higher quality, and the stars actually on the court. And she's right. Everybody involved has a different perspective. Fans just want something signed already. We want Caitlin Clark back hooping. The players want more money and protections. Owners want profit. Retired legends like Candace have their own angle too. Then there's the lockout talk. Male players have been honest about this for years. A lockout hurts the players the most. Middle-of-the-pack WNBA players like Deja Kelly have openly said they do not want this. Charles Barkley said it. Now Matt Barnes is saying it. Billionaires survive lockouts. Players don't. Candace made fair, honest points, and she had zero hesitation giving Caitlin Clark her flowers for carrying this league into a new era. But now we wait. Will a deal get done? I hope so. Fans hope so, because we're all ready to see Caitlin back on the court. Get down in the comments and let me know what you think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.